Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Trail Talk. I'll make sure I'm being uh, going on there. Okay. So good to see you guys today. Live here at the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center. I'm Edie, and we're in Duncan, Oklahoma. And we've got, I know I was like, my post was a little mysterious. And if you're watching, it's probably because it was so intriguing. But Oklahoma Paranormal Activity is the title for today's lesson. And I'm going to be honest with you, we are just going to hit a few high spots because, believe it or not, there are a number of places in Oklahoma that are, I don't know if you would call them haunted or just mysterious in some way. But we're going to talk about a few of those. So let's just hop right in. Okay. Um, One is called Magnetic Hill. I'd never heard of this one until I was looking this up. And I will tell you that all of the places that I'm going to be talking about today, I found out about all of them on the Travel Oklahoma website. So if you're interested in any of this, like Magnetic Hill is near Springer, Oklahoma. I'm not 100% sure where that is, but there are directions for getting there. Anyway, this place called Magnetic Hill has this interesting phenomenon. And so you can see it goes down. It looks like the road either ends or turns sharply right here. I'm sure that it's a turn. What I mean is it either turns or you have to go right or left. So what happens is you get to the hill and put your car in. Let me make sure I've got this right here. You get to the bottom of the hill, put your car in neutral, and then sit and wait. And there is a feeling that overcomes you, that there is a force pushing you and your car up the hill. No one knows what really causes this. I mean, I'm sure someone has gone out and tried to make a scientific explanation about it. But there is this thing, and it's like your car is actually rolling uphill. I mean, it's a public road. People drive on this road all the time, so you can't just go out there and stop and throw your car in neutral and wait for this to happen. You got to make sure there's no traffic at the time. And it says, do not, when the roads are wet or during inclement weather, don't attempt to coast up Magnetic Hill. And those would be good words to abide by during this rainy time in our state, for sure. But have you ever heard of Magnetic Hill? Have you heard of this phenomenon or one like it happening anywhere else? I have not. And so I was kind of excited, and I don't know, I may be taking a little Oklahoma road trip and checking out these places that I'm telling you guys about today. But here, this is it, Magnetic Hill near Springer, Oklahoma. All right, the next one is called the Cave House. Now, we've talked about the Cave House before on Trail Talk. I think we were talking about like interesting places to visit, day trips or something, vacay day trips. This is in Tulsa. And there's a great story that goes along with the cave house. Okay, so first of all, look at what it looks like. It's just like right out of the Flintstones or something. Of course, it has like windows with panes and things like that. But it's has a unique history dating back to the 1920s. It's only a few blocks west of downtown Tulsa. It was originally built as the Cave Garden Restaurant, and they would serve food outside on picnic tables. But at night, the restaurant would become a speakeasy. And if you know anything about the 1920s, those were the days of prohibition across the whole country. And so a speakeasy then was like a secret kind of place where alcohol was served. And there's another building that's attached to this part of the structure that looks a little more like just a regular building. I'm not sure how all that worked together, but patrons would go in a secret tunnel, would come in through a secret tunnel, and in the other trail talk, we described how that tunnel emptied out kind of a distance away from the cave house. And they would come in, it would go through the fireplace that led all the way back to a big room under the hill. So they would come in here, go through the fireplace, and then go to this big room that's under something, a distance away from the house. And the tunnel has since been sealed off with concrete for reasons unknown. There's our first question mark. Today, the house is more of a museum. It's dedicated to a piece of Tulsa's history. And with advance notice, you can get a guided tour, sometimes called the Flintstone House. The outside is marked by a sign offering "I've always wanted to see inside" tours. And you get a one-of-a-kind architectural attraction, get to see a one-of-a-kind architectural attraction and hear stories about the colorful history. The current owner has kind of decorated it with a nod to the previous occupants. Now here's where it starts getting interesting. Visitors will see a set of minivan seats in memory of two mechanics, as well as a key tree for the mysterious key woman who is said to have lived in and haunted the house. While in the house, numerous visitors reported losing their keys, which later turned up near a hill where no one had been walking. Others reported seeing the ghost of the original owner in the parlor. So this is, I don't know how you substantiate a story like this, but it has happened more than once. And the whole key thing with keys just appearing up a hill. And is that the hill that the speakeasy is under? There are a lot of question marks attached to this story, but perhaps still with an advance notice, you might be able to get to the cave house. Although we did have information at one time that they were going to destroy the cave house. And so unfortunately that's what quite possibly could have happened by now. But I wonder if you go there and set your keys down, if your keys still mysteriously disappear. Okay, so there's the cave house. The next thing we're going to talk about is called the spook light. And I feel certain that you probably have heard about this. I can remember seeing stories about this, not just on like an Oklahoma. Well, actually, if you look at this on the Travel Oklahoma website, there's a video that you can link to, and it's from, what's that Saturday evening show about Oklahoma? They came here before. Travel okay? It'll come to me. Laura Nelson was one of the hosts for a long time, former Miss America from Lawton. Anyway, there's a video where that film crew went with Jennifer Reynolds, a woman who was a News 9 anchor for years and years and years. Anyway, she had seen the spook light when she was a girl. And so they had to get a guide to show them where this place was located. Evidently it's Discover Oklahoma. Thank you, Mary. Anyway, there's a Discover Oklahoma video. And they go out to this place and there are different things that happen and they don't get to see the spook lights. But I know I have seen videos about the spook lights. And So what happens? There's this heavily wooded area. This is a picture of the area near Peoria, Oklahoma. And it's known for what people believe is some kind of a paranormal activity called the spook light. It has attracted people for years, and they head out there to see floating orbs of light. And the way Jennifer Reynolds describes it, she says they are very bright. It's not like some little, like a lightning bug, or, this is in my mind, or some little fairy tale kind of floating light. It's a very bright orb of light. And some attribute this light to aliens. Others say there's some kind of mystery lights caused by a haunted spirit in the area. But either way, even if you don't see them, you know what this is like. Surely at some point in your life, you went out to some scary place or some secluded place and people told ghost stories, and you start imagining all these things and you get like for real chills up and down your back and things like that. And so even if you didn't actually see the spook light, it'd probably be really good for a good, fun, spooky night out if you like to do that sort of thing. The coordinates for Spooklight Road are 36.943993 and negative 94.618034, in case you're interested. Those are also available on the Travel Oklahoma website, so you don't have to go back and, slow motion me through reading those numbers. Okay, so this next one, I don't know if this is as so much paranormal or scary as it was just a creepy story that I felt was too good to pass up, and I thought this would be as good a time as any. All right, so this is the Elmer McCurdy gravesite. Now this says Elmer McCurdy, he was shot by a sheriff's posse in Osage Hills on October the 7th, 1911. But he was returned to Guthrie, Oklahoma from Los Angeles County for burial on April the 22nd, 1977, 66 years later. So here's the story of Elmer McCurdy. I feel like I should start singing some kind of ballad now. The story. Elmer McCurdy. Okay. This is the final resting place. So what happened? He was an alcoholic and a notoriously bad outlaw and was killed during a shootout by a sheriff's posse. I mean, this tells you how old it is. No one uses the word posse anymore, right? That's such a great word too. So no one claimed his body. So the undertaker, another word no one uses anymore, in Pawhuska, embalmed his body and then charged people a nickel to come and see the mummy. I mean, everybody, you see an angle to try to make a little cash, you just go for it sometimes. Hard times in 1911. So this went on for several years until a man from a circus claimed to be a relative of McCurdy and had come to give him a proper burial. Well, I probably don't have to tell you that the circus man swindled the undertaker. Okay, the characters in this story: the circus man, the undertaker, Elmer McCurdy. Can you see why I had to share this story with y'all today? Okay, so he took the McCurdy's body and it was bought and sold over and over to sideshows, circuses, other places where it would be put on display for amusement. And this literally went on for decades. And I mean, if you've ever gone to a circus sideshow, I get the appeal. I mean, it's every oddity, every human oddity you can imagine, and a mummy. I mean, it's possible. It's possible that this guy was making money for people for years. So along the way, folks forgot about the fact that it was an actual body, that this really was a person. I'm sure after a while, they're just tossing it in with all the other show things, and So finally, in 1976, he was on display at an amusement park on a pier in California. I mean, Elmer saw the country after he passed. He, yeah. So the TV show, I mean, this story has so much great stuff. The TV show, The $6 Million Man, was shooting an episode at this amusement park. I'm doing my Steve Austin $6 Million Man jump sounds that he used to make. And a member of the production crew moved what he thought was a mannequin, but turned it out that it was a genuine mummy. It was Elmer. After some investigation, they determined this was actually his body, and the now notorious outlaw was finally laid to rest. This is at Summit View Cemetery in Guthrie. And they poured a slab of concrete over his casket so he could never be disturbed again. So, I don't know. You guys be the judge. It's a creepy, weird story. So many different threads running through this story. Yeah. And he was literally, the Pawhuska Undertaker knew his business though, right? He made a mummy that lasted for 60 years. You can't make this stuff up, people. You can't make it up. Anyway, so I kind of got a hankering to drive up to Guthrie and find Elmer's gravesite. It's a very nice stone, by the way. And someone has planted something here too. So there you go. All right, now the next one is a little bit of a possible paranormal activity here. So this is called the Northeastern State University Seminary Hall, and it is the oldest building on campus. It was built in 1889. So it's at Northeastern State University. So this was Cherokee land. This land belonged to the Cherokee people. So the fact that this was built the year of the first land run, that land wasn't really involved in any land runs or anything. And so the university was originally founded in 1851 as the Cherokee National Female Seminary, which this picture, this says 1888 Cherokee Female Seminary. So this is super cool, very historical place. The original school was located in Park Hill, but was destroyed by a fire on Easter Sunday in 1887. And 2 years later, the school was built in Tahlequah, where it remains today, which Tahlequah is like the headquarters of the Cherokee Nation. So some believe that this seminary hall is haunted. But I mean, look at the architecture of it. I love it. It's so old and just looks so great. So there have been reports of photographed orbs, maybe the same orbs that hang out on at the Spooklight Road. I don't know. Puzzling sounds, and this one is the one that gets me the most, odd smells. Smells to me are the most emotion inducing sense. For me personally, I can smell something that makes me go right back to being a little girl, like it smells like a house or a person or a meal or something. And so an odd smell in a place like this would really probably freak me out, maybe more than anything else. Others claim to have seen a female ghost wearing either a black uniform or a white wedding gown. Some believe it is the ghost of Florence Wilson. She was the principal at the Cherokee Female Seminary for 26 years. And the story goes that her fiance, a man named Pleasant Buchanan, died during the Civil War. Okay, so this was founded in 1851. She could have possibly been one of the very first principals there, because that was just like 10 years before the Civil War. So anyway, and so she never married. and some believe she never left the school. So they think that Florence is there greeting guests and creating smells, sounds, and lights or something like that. So you may be asking yourself, what could possibly have been the motivation to have a trail talk based on paranormal activity? Well, I am about to tell you, because the next possible location that we could be discussing could be the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center. That's right. A group of people from Insight Paranormal Incorporated is scheduled to come here this Saturday after hours and spend some time investigating any kind of paranormal activity. Now, we are not 100% sure who contacted them about coming here. We know there's another location here in Duncan that they are supposed to also visit at some point. I don't know if it's Saturday as well or not. But I'm thinking that I'm kind of interested on any activity we may be we may have going on here. I mean, I'm up here at night sometimes, and it's like any building that has full-size taxidermied animals, mannequins in costumes, and other, motion detecting things. It can be a little creepy when it's really dark in here. And so maybe the creepiness isn't just the things that we can see on a daily basis. Maybe there's something or someone else. That would be interesting to me, because you don't know where the paranormal activity comes from, but there's no legend attached to someone dying while working here to build this place. I mean, Jesse Chisholm, we love him, but he was gone way before this place was built. I mean, the Chisholm Trail came through here. Perhaps this is near a burial ground of a cowboy or maybe a longhorn who died on the way to Abilene. I mean, I don't know, but we're going to be finding out. And believe me, I will report the findings back to you. It might take a few weeks for them to go through all the data they collect, but make no mistake, if there's true paranormal activity here at the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center, you'll be the first to know. And so that does it for today's Trail Talk. I hope you learned some fun, interesting facts, and maybe if you kind of like spooky or weird things, some places around the state that you might like to visit. That's what I'm going to be doing. And be watching for updates on what Insight Paranormal Incorporated might discover from the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center. So until next time, y'all, happy trails. Bye-bye.